violate!
From today, your running animations will no longer look like unsightly tip-taps of a tap-dancing toy soldier. We will look at a few key techniques to get you up and running. Pun absolutely intended. I will be animating at 24 frames per second, and I generally only use 1 or 2 in-betweens per frame. Play with this configuration yourself, as everyone has their own preferences. To understand the in-betweens a bit better, please visit the Pivot Animator's user guide under the Help section. Step 1. Keyframes. A keyframe in animation is the point in a sequence where the subject's movements are the most extreme. They convey the story in as few images as possible. See here, a jump can consist of these 4 keyframes: the start, the squat, the extension into the air and the flawless landing. Same here with this fight scene. We have the ready positions. The lunge comes next, the impact frame follows, and then the opponent's pained reaction. Looks like our volunteer has other ideas. The run cycle will have its own set of keyframes: the initial point of contact, the midway point where the limbs will cross each other, the moment the figure goes airborne, and the next point of contact. Step 2, limb tracking. The keyframes may look fine, however Pivot smartly keeps track of each limb during the in-between process. An issue we may run into during this step may be that we may lose track of which limb goes where. So although our keyframes look tidy, they may end up looking like this. A good suggestion advised that you can color stick figures' limbs during the animation process. Click the first frame, hold Shift and click the last frame to highlight all frames, and simply change your stick's limbs color to whatever suits. You can marry up the left arm to the left leg, or you can marry up the lead arm to the lead leg. Whichever suits you best. Step 3, positioning. Now that we have identified the limbs to avoid confusion, we can position our limbs accordingly. A full cycle is complete when the first and the last frame look identical. Frame 1, let's say we start from the moment the lead leg touches the floor. The trailing leg is slightly bent. For this example, we'll keep the arms fairly bent. You can experiment with this as you see fit. Frame 2, the crossing point, drag the lead leg beneath the stick, extending it slightly to give the stick some height. Bend the trailing leg some more and pull the arms into the center. This is the highest the stick will go, and will return back to the original height later on. Frame 3, airborne. The trailing leg is further forward than the original lead leg, and can be extended in anticipation for hitting the ground. The lead leg is now far back and will start to bend here. Frame 4, copy frame 1. Remember to swap the limbs. We've only completed one half of the cycle at this point. You can use a copied figure from frame 1 as a reference guide. Frame 5, copy frame 2, again swap the limbs. Frame 6, copy frame 3, once again swap the limbs. Frame 7, copy frame 1. No need to swap the limbs as the cycle has been complete. As you can see, our run animation is a little bit dumpy and heavy-footed. Feel free to experiment with different running cycles.